You respond to our letter in writing, please?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you. And as the chair, I recognize myself for 5 minutes. I want to thank you so much, Chief Moore, for being here. The Forest Service estimates 63 million acres are currently at risk of catastrophic wildfire, and each year, nearly 10 million acres in the U.S. catch on fire. Instead of engaging in active management to reduce the size and number of wildfires, this administration chose to spend billions on the back end putting out wildfires. From 2015 to 2020, $14.1 billion taxpayer dollars were spent just extinguishing fires. This is the result of poor forest management, frivolous lawsuits filed by radical environmentalists, unnecessary red tape from the federal bureaucracy, and policies that prioritize funding for suppression as opposed to active management. The last 2 years under Democrat control have left my district on fire, literally. Chief Moore, as you know, wildfires continue to deliver historic devastations to our western states. In my home state of Colorado, 4 of the 5 worst wildfires in state history have all occurred since 2018, and the problem is only getting worse. Colorado is ranked 3rd worst in the country for properties at high extreme risk of wildfire damage. The need for more active forest management in Colorado could not be more apparent. Despite the clear need, last year, the Forest Service Rocky Mountain region saw a decrease of nearly 20% in timber output from the previous year's amount. Chief Moore, what is being done to ensure that the level of timber output and active forest management actually increases in Colorado and the Rocky Mountain region?
So thank you, Congresswoman. Let me start by saying that, the forests have not been poorly managed. I think there's been a lack of management taking place, and a lot of that is due directly to the resources that we have not been able to get until recently. And so what you see us, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What you see us trying to do now is build the infrastructure so that we can be more effective in how much we are able to provide by treating the landscape. And this past year, between Bill and IRA funding, we have tried to build the foundation of the structure to be more successful in some of the outputs that we're looking at. So we're looking at hiring more people. We've looked at creating more collaboratives to work with the communities. And now that we've done a lot of that, and now it's really about hitting the ground. This year, you'll see us hitting the ground, and you'll see much more coming out in terms of productivity.
Thank you, Chief Moore. I would agree that there is a lack of forest management, but that also includes not just infrastructure, but just the red tape from the federal bureaucracy, the frivolous lawsuits that have taken place, the designations that prevent us from managing our forests. Chief Moore, diminishing timber sales allotted by the Forest Service have led to mill closures across the country in recent years, including in my district. There are legitimate infrastructure concerns throughout the West as sawmills that need reliable federal timber continue to shutter as the Forest Service fails to deliver. What is the Forest Service's plan to turn around the trend of mill closures in the West?
Well, I just mentioned earlier to the Congresswoman from Wyoming on what we're trying to do with the industry to try and maintain the existing infrastructure, and yet at the same time introducing new opportunities through cross-laminated timber, also biochar opportunities, which creates jobs. And the other part of the bill that's allowing us to support the existing infrastructure is to look at mill modifications, modernizing. And so we have spent quite a few dollars on some of the facilities, modernizing them to use the type of material, basically low value, small diameter type material.
Thank you. And since our time is short, what is the Forest Service's plan to process hazardous fuels necessary to meet your wildfire strategy goals without more mill infrastructure?
Yeah, it goes back to my earlier statement. We do not have the infrastructure in place, looking at the traditional infrastructure. And that's why we're looking at Wood Innovations to bring in new ways to utilize this material that we really have. Colorado would be one of those states that have this type of material. Because
Thank you.
as you know, you've lost the infrastructure there by and large.
Right. Thank you, Chief Moore. I think it's clear House Republicans have real solutions to prevent catastrophic wildfires and protect our local communities and improve the health of our nation's forests, all while saving taxpayer money. This budget fails to accomplish any of these goals, and I yield back. And Mr. Chief Moore, I want to thank you so much for your valuable testimony and the members for their questions. Thank you so much for your time, for being here with us. I know you're headed to Colorado. If I'm in the area, I would love to meet up with you there as well. But hopefully we can have representation if I'm not. And so thank you for going in person to Colorado for those meetings with our foresters. Members of the committee may have some additional questions for our witness today, and we'll ask that he respond to these in writing. Under Committee Rule 3, members of the committee must submit questions to the subcommittee clerk by 5 p.m. on Monday, May 1st, 2020.
Hey, before you click on the next video, if y'all could do me a big favor and hit that like button. The algorithm loves it, and so do I, because it helps promote these videos and get the message out about what our government has been doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every time I put out a video, you want to know about it, right? Thanks again, and have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace.